for tuning in. You are on the mic with Helena and Michelle. We are so excited that you joined us today. Our goal here is to help businesses grow by offering marketing tips and strategies via our interactive Facebook group. My co-host Michelle is trying with social media, will not be joining us today, but I am so excited to have a special guest that will be joining us. And this is Beverly Tan, founder of Fire and Spunk Production. She is a producer, director, screenwriter that has worked with top networks such as NBC, VH1, and WeTV in areas of doc series, televisions, as well as having produced content for brands all over the world. With love of supporting independent creators, she creates things with goal to engage and entertain. Hi.
How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so.
Oh, that's quite all right.
Hope I'm decent.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. And I was looking at your website, and I see that it's built on dream and the passion to tell stories all around the world. And I'm aware of that because I know that with the business and as a web developer myself, it's all about telling the story for the business and creating an online experience that transforms users, followers, and customers into ambassadors. And as you know today, that in today's internet-driven and how to connect to the economy, you cannot stay in business without an online presence. So we thank you all for, I am thanking for all businesses around the world for helping us tell our story. So tell us a little bit about what you do and how do you help businesses?
So I decided to be a filmmaker when I was 7. So it's been a really long time me wanting to do that. And I've only ever been like a creator, storyteller, filmmaker, like my entire life.
Wow.
So yeah, so it started with working lots of small businesses, and I really found like a niche there. Sorry, I'm like adjusting my camera.
Sure.
Real quick. But yeah, so I whoopsies dropped it right there. Trying to like put a little sleeve. My bad. So yeah, I've always loved just telling stories because film is, it's the visual, it's the audio, it's everything that I love about storytelling combined into one. So that's kind of why I picked that for like, the love of my life. And there's something about just how I can tell stories in so many different ways, so many formats. I've done documentaries, I've done movies. I just want to find that creative space and be like, look, how can we make this interesting? How can we make this entertaining? Because no one wants to watch a boring corporate video, like ever. And yeah, so I started with doing, small business videos, and now I do a little less on the small business videos and more of content. So I do less like commercially things because commercials are kind of boring, but I do a lot of content. So example, one of my favorite clients is a local garden company. Well, they're a national brand now, but they're based right here in Cary, North Carolina, where I'm temporarily at. And I do tutorial videos for them and like, hey, look at this really cool thing that you could do using our products. So it's educational of, hey, here's something that you could use, whether or not you use our products. Here's the value you see in this. And hey, our products happen to be really, really great for that. So that's done really well. They actually gave me the numbers and their engagement numbers I think about 3 weeks ago, and the video has shot up their engagement rate because they're fun, they're funny, the hosts are great, and people learn stuff, and we get a lot of comments about people learning stuff, and that's what really makes my heart really warm.
Yes, and you have to really be very creative to be able to do production because there's just so many elements that are involved in making sure the lighting is correct, the sound, everyone is kind of making sure that our hair and clothes and everything is
right. It's a pandemic, so I'm just like here with I haven't been to my hairdresser in like since January, I think.
Oh wow.
Maybe February. Yeah, my hair is surprisingly still blue, which amazes me. She actually, I do her videos for her too. She's local, and I love her. She texted me yesterday. She was like, "Hey, how's your hair?" And I'm like, "I haven't cheated on you. I just haven't been getting haircuts." But I love doing, the super slow-mo on the hair is like hair flips is like one of my favorite things to film.
Mm-hmm. So how do small business get in touch with you, or what are your before that, what is your process for the small business to connect with you to
to connect with me? So thanks to the pandemic, I admit to not being great at social media. I've kind of been in my little hermit hole because there hasn't been a whole lot of stuff, and we've just now started back up with the whole pandemic thing like a few weeks ago. Because it was very difficult to bring enough professionals on a set and social distancing and all that. But the easiest way to reach me is probably Instagram at Beverly Tan Film, or email me beverly@fireandspunk.com. And I don't know if you can like pop that on the screen or. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and then Instagram, because I'm a millennial and the easiest way to contact me is Instagram these days. I like telling stories in it, so it's not just like a, hey, here's what we do. It's like, here's some process. Here's who we are. Less than of like, hey, here's a thing. So that's something I just adore. Really excited. I'm going to be working with some really cool brands the next few weeks.
Awesome.
Yep, I've got lined up. Actually, sometimes I don't even know who I'm working with because there are some agencies that I work with. So I also white label with agencies sometimes, and they're like, hey, this is where you're gonna show up, and here's what you're gonna do, and I'm like, who's the client? and I won't know, and that's actually totally something in Hollywood. Like, I did not know I was working on a VH1 show until I was there.
Wow.
And sometimes they just don't tell you, like, you don't know who you're working for, and then it turns out you're like, oh, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was. Yay, go me! So I live in California half the year, and then I live in North Carolina the other half, and it kind of splits up. I mean, I've been here since all year so far because California is on fire, and I don't want to be on fire.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't want to be that hot. So, I've been here since the pandemic, but I actually travel anywhere in the world. Literally anywhere in the world. My passport's ready. I will take a boat to the Bahamas and like for a day trip sometimes when I'm down in Florida. But that's what I love about being an independent, what I love about being a business owner. I can go anywhere. Well, I'm also, single with no kids, so it's kind of easy for me. My dog walker likes me a lot. So, I just got to call the dog walker and I just kind of take off. I've worked I work in California a lot. Colorado is one of my favorite places in the world. New York, Miami. I say I really love Miami, but I've only ever had to work in Miami in like February, January-ish. So Miami sounds great at that time. My friends over there are like, if you love it so much, why don't you move here? You're here like every weekend. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this in August.
Right. No traveling during that time.
I don't want to go any further south. In the heat. Humidity scares me. Makes my makeup melt off.
I'm originally from New Orleans, so I've been through Hurricane Katrina, little small storms, but
I want to go to New Orleans for the food.
Yes. And we love jambalaya, love all of the New Orleans food. So
Yeah, I
when
know.
we
Somewhat. If there's anyone in the audience that needs a video in New Orleans, like I would love to go work in New Orleans for a week or two. Just saying.
oh wow, so we may have to get to do that. So I can show you around New Orleans and some good cuisine.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't really like I live in Raleigh, but I'm kind of a hermit. Technically, I'm like out in the suburbs, but
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yeah, I love food. I'm such a foodie. Like when I first went to LA, I ate out every night for the first 3 months, and I definitely gained 20 pounds, even though I walked everywhere. But the food was just so good. Like that's all I did was eat, and I worked,
Wow.
and then I ate some more, and I ate during work. I'm such a foodie. Like I would love to do. There's a couple cooking shows I'm actually developing like on the side as like my personal projects, and I'm excited for those. So can't talk about any of them yet, but I love cooking shows. My mom's a chef, so and she's from Malaysia. So lots of real good food, lots of real good curry. Ooh, I should do a curry documentary. That sounds really awesome.
Her and I need to get together and integrate the New Orleans cuisine with the kind of cuisine that you guys cook from as well. That would be awesome.
Oh my God, that sounds so good. Like, you're making me hungry now. I just ate lunch.
Wow. So we just wanted to jump on so that you can share with us some of the stuff that you do. So in closing, is there anything you can share or just something, a special highlight for our viewers before we close out?
Yeah. Like some highlights of like how to, like some quick tips. Sorry, I can barely hear. Some quick tips. Okay, so your number one thing is you don't need the fanciest camera on the market. You don't. You don't even need 4K 90% of the time. What you do need is good lighting. So cars are actually a great place to do that. As I'm in the car, you don't want to be in direct sun. Really cool trick is the hand trick. You hold up your hand and you look at the lighting, and your hand is the inside of your hand is approximately the same color as your face. Mm-hmm. So what it looks like color temperature and light wise on your, I keep turning my phone the wrong way, on your hand is approximately the same as your face. So when you're going around looking for what direction you should face your camera, look at the light on your hand, kind of do this number and just kind of look around your hand. So that's a really good pro tip. The easiest way to do it is 3-point lighting. So you want your big light, you'd want kind of in front of you on one side. Then you want your fill light on the opposite side, and you want those two lights at an approximately more than a 90-degree angle, less than a 180. So somewhere like 120-ish typically works. And it's all a little bit situational based on where the light is. A really good key light is the sun. That's it's free. So if you're on a budget, it's free. Absolutely. And then your third light should highlight around the back of your hair. So you want this off screen, kind of to the side. And you want it to hit you right on the hairline. That separates you from the background and the foreground. So you pop out just a little bit more and it just looks a little bit nicer. I should really write these up into Medium articles. I wrote a couple of them and I'm behind.
Well, share them with us in our group. And I'm more than sure our viewers would love.
You should add me to that group. You should totally add me to that group because I'm ready to ramp up all my stuff again after not talking to anyone. I'm also a writer, so I've been in my little writer hole, writing screenplays and comics and stuff.
Well, if there's any knowledge that we can impart on you, feel free to reach out. I've been in the industry over 30 years, so if there's anything that you need, reach out to Michelle or myself, and we can help out as much as we can, and definitely get some tips from you guys as well.
Nice, yeah, absolutely, because I am currently in the process of kind of rebranding actually a lot of just the type of work that we do, because we're kind of moving up to this like next level of more narrative style and more documentary style versus, you know, like your commercially, like, you know, your late night TV commercial, you know, infomercial thing, which used to totally be my thing and I totally nailed it and it was fun. But I want to go into, you know, these good crispy visuals, and I spent way too much money on lights recently.
Oh yeah.
So it happens.
Well, I'm a geek, and I tell you, every time I see something new, I'm looking to buy it.
Oh yeah, like I was hanging out with my set on set with Bold Rush Studios. My friend Zach runs that agency, and I was helping him out last week, a few days ago actually, and he whips out this like really awesome tripod, and I can adjust all three legs with like the same knob, and I was just like mind blown. I definitely bought it this morning. Like I ordered one this morning. Like that happened.
Absolutely. So hold on a second. Let me close this out, and we'll chat a little bit off camera, okay?
Do what?
So guys, hold on a second. Let me close this out, and then we'll chat a few seconds before you go, okay?
Awesome.
All right. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. All of Beverly's information is here in the post and posted online. Again, I'm Helena and Michelle, web strategist with Switch Network. We just look forward to seeing you guys next week, every Thursday at 5 p.m. right here live. And listen, if you're interested in coming by to tell us about some of the information that you use and tips and strategies, we would love to have you. So you guys have an awesome and blessed day, and we'll talk with you soon. Take care.
Thanks for having me.
Great. Thank you for being here.